This is why CrossFit sucks. Whether because it's dangerous, completely random, or looks stupid, there's 3 main reasons why people love to hate CrossFit. And I can say this objectively, as I've done CrossFit for over 10 years, coached thousands of classes, trained thousands of hours, and I'm an accomplished CrossFit athlete myself. With over 12,000 gyms worldwide, it's safe to say CrossFit is the most popular and controversial fitness brand in the world.
Metrics, you like money, we're the fastest growing large chain on earth.
But what is CrossFit, and why is it so hated?
CrossFit. CrossFit.
CrossFit is a branded fitness regimen that involves constantly varied functional movements performed at high intensity. It was developed in the year 2000 by Greg Glassman, who argued that the traditional metrics of fitness were wrong and redefined fitness as increased work capacity across broad time and modal domains. CrossFit's specialty is not specializing and preparing for the unknown and unknowable, or for general physical preparedness. Sounds good on paper, right? But in practice, it's more like throwing a bunch of random exercises together and doing it for as many reps as possible, as fast as possible. What could possibly go wrong when you take several different training modalities such as weightlifting, powerlifting, HIIT, gymnastics, plyometrics, kettlebells, and strongman training, combine them all into one and tell people to work out as fast as possible in a fatigue state? That's sarcasm, by the way. Now, the biggest knock against CrossFit is that it's dangerous. If you walk into a CrossFit class, you might see people doing this, or this. CrossFit is criticized because you see a lot of stupid shit, and it's only magnified with all the numerous CrossFit fail videos going viral around social media. While CrossFit has been shown to be no more dangerous than powerlifting or weightlifting, it does have a huge learning curve with many technical movements, which can be problematic when these movements are performed for speed in a competitive environment where form and technique easily break down. Another critique of CrossFit is that it's gross overtraining, and it can be dangerous when it's irresponsibly programmed by inexperienced trainers. There's a reason CrossFit's notorious for leaving people injured, and in extreme cases with a condition known as rhabdomyolysis. Which leads me to the biggest reason why CrossFit's dangerous: bad coaching. CrossFit has an extremely low barrier to entry. In fact, anybody over the age of 18 can be a CrossFit Level 1 trainer. Just pay $1,000, take a 2-day course, and boom, you're certified to open your own CrossFit affiliate. And when a fitness chain expands like a fast food chain, of course the quality of training and coaching is diluted. While there are great CrossFit gyms with incredible coaches, there's a lot of inexperienced CrossFit trainers and a lot of shitty gyms. So while CrossFit can be done safely and effectively, many consider it dangerous due to these reasons. The second reason CrossFit sucks: it's fundamentally flawed. CrossFit at its core is not training, it's random exercise. What's the difference? Exercise is physical activity for its own sake. Any random workout done for the effect it produces in the moment, whereas training is physical activity done with a long-term goal in mind, with purposeful workouts designed to produce that goal. For most people who perceive themselves as average, mindless exercise is fine, and certainly better than sitting on your ass. If you just want to show up for a random workout to get a good sweat without using your brain, CrossFit's great. In fact, CrossFit sells itself by advertising the random part. Random isn't boring, and not boring gets people to come back. A huge reason for CrossFit's success. Another reason for CrossFit's success is that it works well for beginners. Beginners are untrained people, and untrained people are unadapted people, and unadapted people are shitbags. Any exercise program works well for shitbags. Even poorly programmed, flailing around on the floor CrossFit workouts make people less shitty, at least for a while. See, for the beginner, CrossFit mimics the effects of training because it's hard and because stress causes adaptation. These adaptations are commonly referred to as newbie gains. But once the training adapts and the newbie gains are over, just doing random shit all the time no longer works. Progress stalls, and this is exactly where the CrossFit methodology of constantly varied falls apart.
When we came to CrossFit, I remember when they first pitched me on this. Remember, strength was just one of the 10 elements of fitness.
Yes, I do remember that.
I remember telling them,
very clearly,
dude, strength is the platform of which everything's built upon. So there's not 10 elements of fitness. No. Strength is the platform that you build the other 9 on.
This is exactly why myself and no other elite CrossFit athlete uses CrossFit.com programming to achieve advanced levels of strength and conditioning necessary to compete in CrossFit.
That's one of the biggest problems with their methodology, is they didn't understand that you have to prioritize strength.
See, some CrossFit programs and gyms have sensible programming, but it's not CrossFit. It's actually structured and periodized strength and conditioning program disguised as CrossFit. So while CrossFit may be effective for beginners, it sucks for the post-novice trainee. Anyone that wants to make long-term progress must stop randomly exercising and start purposefully training.
Yes.
But I'd have to say the biggest reason CrossFit sucks is that it's a stupid-looking cult.
I mean, people are vociferous about CrossFit. Some would say Perhaps quite accurately, it's a cult, the passion that people have for it.
1,001! Yes! I just completed a 10-minute AMRAP in 7 minutes! See, CrossFitters are like vegans. They won't shut the fuck up about it. And if you're unfamiliar with CrossFit, it's like another world with its own language, like AMRAP, EMOM, or WOD. Before I started CrossFit, I thought a WOD was just something you blew on a girl's chest, but it actually means workout of the day. CrossFit's also considered a cult due to the community aspect. It's taught in group classes, everyone does the same WOD, and it's taught by a lead instructor. CrossFit's even been called the groupthink of fitness or the Scientology of exercise. And when you see a group of people doing a bunch of dumb-looking exercises following their leader, of course people are gonna make fun of it. Perhaps the biggest culprit is the stupid exercises you see CrossFitters doing. In fact, anytime you see stupid exercises or gym fails, it's often labeled as CrossFit, which only strengthens this stereotype. The reality is, CrossFit is an easy target and has basically become the bastard child of the fitness industry for its cult-like nature and stupid-looking exercises. This is functional, right? Now, does CrossFit really suck? Most of, if not all, criticism of CrossFit comes from misunderstanding. You see, CrossFitters aren't trying to be bodybuilders or powerlifters. Most of them are just trying to be healthy, active people, and I love CrossFit. And when it's done well, it produces some of the fittest and most impressive humans on earth. And while the criticisms of CrossFit are still valid, there's exceptions to everything. CrossFit's great when it's done correctly and safely, and that just largely depends on the gym you go to. So while CrossFit may not be for everyone, it may be perfect for someone who is tired and bored of going to the gym alone. And when over half the world's population is sedentary and obese, any exercise is better than no exercise.